And welcome back again to G-senjou no Maou. I took a little breather in between, and now I continue this. Oh, where is he? She searched for Maou in the monstrous cavern among its countless towering pillars. The silence seemed to hurt Haru's ears. She realized she had walked into a trap of her own volition. There were plenty of hiding places for Maou. He could be aiming at her with a gun at this very moment. It's a splendid place, don't you think? Mao's voice suddenly rang out from the abyss. The extreme echoes in the artificial underground space masked the location of the speaker. Your father, Usami Yoshinori, must be boasting about this in hell. Hearing her father's name didn't move Haru in the slightest. The ominous darkness around her seemed to engulf Haru, and with every passing second, she was more sure this was indeed the residence of the devil. First tag and now hide and seek? Why won't you show yourself already? Don't be so hasty. We need to build the proper ambience before the final showdown between the hero and the demon lord. Do we not? I am not here to chat with you. You are no fun. Footsteps echoed around her. He was close. Haru pricked up her ears and stared into the darkness, refusing to let a single sound go unheard. Unheard. It paid off. She heard the noise and turned around. A piece of concrete had fallen to the ground. It was a distraction. Was he toying with her? The tension began to run her breath ragged. I watched Usami from behind a pillar. My only question is this: is she armed? Most importantly, is she carrying a gun? She's traveled extensively in her life, so it's possible she has experience with live ammunition. However, where would she get a gun in Japan? And she'd have to be a fearful sharpshooter indeed to hit me in this darkness, but there's always the remote possibility. When she quickly turned at the stone I threw, I watched the twisting of Usami's clothes. I couldn't see any bulge at her waist that might be a sidearm. I love if it turns out she did something in her bust. Wait, she hid something in her bust or the like, but I don't intend to give her the time to reach any elaborate hiding spots. Nevertheless, it seems she does have some sort of weapon. I keep a close eye on her right hand. She's holding it low and tense. In other words, it's poised to move quickly in the event of a surprise attack. Thus she's carrying something near her right hand. Her skirt pocket most likely. What kind of weapon is it, I wonder? A small knife, maybe? No, I'd say it's more likely a common woman's defense tool. Pepper spray or a taser, perhaps. They even sell tasers in the shape of pens here in Japan. Now, Allow me to demonstrate my reverence for you, hero. Yusami didn't respond. You didn't bring any friends, let alone police, and chased me all this way alone.
よく言う。警察の影でも見えれば、尻尾を巻いて退散するつもりだったくせに。
You say that like you didn't intend on running away with your tail between your legs if I had. Indeed, this is nothing more than a game after all. Thus, I won't intrude upon your honor by taking you down with the rifle from afar.
余裕だな。
You are sure confident. You wouldn't use a shotgun to kill a rat, would you? Despite the fact that rats spread some rather troublesome diseases. I thought it'd be best to choke you to death. Just like father. I feel like mimicking him might allow me to carry some of father's karma. I burst into a dash. I leap from pillar to pillar, keeping my cover. I reach a second pillar, a third, and I keep moving. I can tell Yusami's breathing is getting unsteady. As I should have expected, she didn't blindly swallow my words. I'm carrying a gun under my suit jacket. If I get careless and she gets the drop on me, I just shoot her and be done with it. Now he's moving to the right. He moves between pillars with the swiftness of a panther. Haru panicked at Mao's playful movements. She'd never fought with her life on the line before. She certainly didn't expect the karate she practiced after quitting the violent work on Maou. This was her best chance to defeat Maou. As long as Mao's pride continued to play with a powerless girl like her, she would eventually be given an opportunity to strike. The chance will only show itself for a moment. She checks for her hidden taser again. Just pressing the 10cm long weapon onto an attacker's body will send electrodes flying into their skin. The manual claimed it supplies 500,000 volts, enough to rob the consciousness from any human, no matter the size. Haru tries to close in on her target. She moves to the pillar she last saw Maou at and glues her back to it. Sweat slowly trickled from the fingertips of her tense right arm. We continued our dance for a while, switching places now and then. This great round open space. The pillars standing at equally spaced points. Yusami must be losing her bearings running through this repetitive scenery. As proof of that, I have Yusami's back. Of course, Yusami will be watching her six carefully. We are around 5 meters apart. All I need to do is jump out and strangle her slender throat. But is it possible? Yusami is most likely hiding a weapon. But if she has a weapon, why doesn't she keep it in her hand? Be it a knife or a taser, it would behoove her to hold it at the ready for a quick counterattack. Is she unarmed? Or is that what she wants me to think? We are getting nowhere here, Yusami. Not a fraction of a second after I opened my mouth, I heard a sound I hadn't heard until then. That metal sound must have been the weapon in Yusami's uniform. Did she knock it against a pillar or something? Oh, this is different music this time. It's a remix. I run through the darkness again, taking distance from Yusami. What are you waiting for? I'm right here! I wait patiently until my prey weakens. A schoolgirl who hasn't even been through basic training will inevitably run out of stamina. Your breathing's getting heavy. Is something the matter? I weave from pillar to pillar with blinding speed, leading her on with a glimpse of my bag each time. Yusami chases me. Is your hatred for me this weak? How long did we play this hide and seek? I look back and scrutinize Yusami's face as it's lit by the emergency lights. Her eyes are unfocused and her lips are flaccid. There was indeed a black weapon in her right hand, most likely some sort of taser, as I'd predicted. Yusami trips and I don't fail to recognize my chance. She must have gotten caught on a pillar. Yusami falls to the ground face first. The black object falls out of her hand. I turn aside deftly and fiercely draw in on the fallen Yusami. Yusami hurries to jump up and I push her down. Now die! I put my hands to her already deathly pale neck. Oh, Jesus Criminies! Why? Why do they chase each other? This still makes no sense to me. Is it really for revenge from his father? Why? Why would he kill someone who is not her father just to get revenge for something stupid? What's wrong, hero? Use your head. As I say that, I put all my strength into keeping the blood away from her brain. Taste it well. Your father died this way too. Yusami slowly stops resisting. I'm taking her life. The sensation is so incredibly intoxicating. My father, Samejima Toshikatsu, wished for Haru's death. I highly doubt he would. As long as she lives, the demon named Yusami Yoshinori will never be taught his lesson. I have no mercy and no common sense. I don't feel any pangs of conscience. Oh yeah, that too. Yusami will die at my hands. The life quickly fades from her eyes. In contrast, my face must be warped with delight. If only you could see me now, father. I'm finally going to There's something coming for my chest. I look at it reflexively. Shock and regret fly through my mind. I was being conceited. Who said she'd only have one weapon? My teeth crack in humiliation. Couldn't say it better. Maou's screams pour down like rain. Haru squeezes out all her remaining strength. She had pulled out the hidden weapon from her skirt pocket. The taser she was clenching took to Maou's chest. Apologize to my mother in hell! Yusami Haru gathered all her love for her mother and resentment toward quitting the violin. She forced these emotions into her arm and threw it forward. There was a flashlight like lightning, or at least there was supposed to be. She couldn't believe her eyes. Electrodes should have fired into Maou, then discharged with a vengeance. Is it broken? No. Something in Mao's chest blocked it. Something hard. A lot of civilian tasers come with a warning that they won't work on especially firm surfaces. A gun? By the time she tried to press it onto another part of his body, it was too late.
なるほどな。
Oh god! Wait! Why doesn't it work on the gun? The gun is made out of metal, and metal leads electrolytes, so he should have been shocked regardless. What the heck? Oh, this looks so sad! I see. Maou smiled.
所詮は市販のおもちゃだったか。
It was merely one of those no permit necessary toys. She feels all the power drained from her. Her last weapon was smacked from her hand and flew far out of reach.
なかなか頑張ったな、ウサミ。
You did well, Yusami. His hands wrap around her neck. Despair wells up in her.
次はどんな策を用意しているんだ。
What else have you planned? That was it. She had nothing else.
そうか。もう遊びは終わりか。楽しかったぞ。
So, the game is up then? It was fun while it lasted. This is the end. There was never any point to it. Haru's resistance against Maou had been nothing more than a game to the bitter end. She's going to be killed. Killed like her father was. Her body attempted to shut down, and her consciousness slowly drowned. Her last memories were fuzzy. Her sight was gorged and wet, and the boundary between life and death grew impossible to resolve. All she knew was that she was close to it now. She passed across an unbearable pain into an euphoric floating sensation. Her pupils dilated, her eyes rolled back. Her bodily functions were about to cease entirely. Kyosuke-kun. Thank you so much for yesterday, hero. The day after she had barged into his brother's funeral, Kyosuke-kun came to the rooftop.
ごめんね、勝手に妹さんのふりして。
Sorry for pretending to be your sister. Don't worry about it. You were so awesome. Haru knew her childish trick was only a quick fix. In the end, they'd still have to leave their home. I love you. Those carefree words took her by surprise. She couldn't tell him. She couldn't reveal that the man who tormented his father, that the man his father had killed, was her own father. She couldn't tell him. She couldn't let him know that she was leaving the country to flee society's prying eyes.
好き。
Love? Cold sweat went down her neck. She tried to smile, but it didn't work out so well. The power of the word love had driven the moisture from her lips.
私が好きって。京介くんはほら、お友達多そうじゃない？
You love me? Don't you have lots of friends, though? Yeah, I used to at least. Kyosuke's voice grew a shade darker. She said something really thoughtless. Her pulse skyrocketed.
恋人とかいるの？
Do you have a girlfriend or anything? She asked with feigning nonchalance. Nevertheless, the book she was holding was quivering with her arms, and the anxiety nearly made her jump from the 50-story building she sat atop. You sure act like a grown-up, Hiro. Dad always said girls were interested in that sort of thing, though.
いいから、いるのいないの？
Just tell me already, yes or no? Nope. I never even thought about it. He smiles, much to her relief. No, this wasn't the time to be relieved. She musters all her courage. The determination in her chest draws air into her parched mouth.
しょうがないわね。なら、私が結婚してあげるわよ。
Whoa there! I mean, nice for you, but I guess it can't be helped then. I'll marry you. I mean, how old are you in this flashback? Maybe 10 or so? Maximum age is 10, they are both are right now. I would say at least. And she already says something like that. Well, it's Yusami, so she couldn't force a smile. Only tears decorated her face. In the heat of the moment, she had said such a thing. Nonchalantly, indifferently.
また会えたらね。覚えていたらでいいから。私これから引っ越すの。運命の再会っていうのかな。ロマンチックじゃない？
If you remember, if we even see each other again, I have to move soon. It'll have to be a fateful reunion, I guess. Romantic, don't you think? You're moving?
そう。
Yeah. Why?
バイオリンの勉強するの。
To study the violin more. Will you be leaving the country?
デュッセルドルフ。ヨーロッパね。
Düsseldorf, Europe. There is something missing on the U. There are supposed to be 2 dots above it, and it is called Düsseldorf. No way! His voice clouded over.
寂しい。
Will you miss me? Of course I will. Her heart nearly leaped from her chest at that.
だからほら、また会えたら結婚してあげるって。こういう約束って大人に言わせれば恥ずかしいんだろうね。でもいいじゃない。勇者からのお願い。
Oh man. Well, remember what I told you. That I said I'd marry you. I mean, I bet adults would find these kinds of promises embarrassing. But it's okay, right? It's what the hero wants. After getting all that out at once, she realized the absurdity of her words. Her knees started to buckle. It was as if her entire body was protesting against her brazen confession. Marry me?
嫌なの。
Don't you want me to? Are you serious?
本気よ。
Yeah. This time her voice clearly shook. Does he think I'm weird now? Does he think I'm bossy? Does he hate me? Is he going to laugh at me for being so childish? Oh wait, Yosuke-kun said he liked long-haired girls. However, as if to pick up the pieces of Haru's shattered heart, the boy responded kindly. Alright, it's a promise!
覚えていなさいよ。私のお母さんすごい美人なんだからね。この意味わかるかな？つまり、私もこれからすごい美人になるってこと。
You better remember, my mom is really pretty. You know what that means, right? It means I'll be pretty too someday. Yeah, and I'll grow out my hair. The girl stood up and turned to face the boy. She gave him a hug, a huge smile, as she cried on the inside. And though her heart was fluttering, she knew it wasn't likely they'd meet again. Even if they did, the boy would be an adult. It would be a reunion between the son of a murderer and his victim's daughter. Kyosuke-kun would hold a grudge against her, which makes no sense. I wouldn't blame the parents for some... I wouldn't blame the children of the parents who did something awful. But she didn't care.
約束ね。
It's a promise! She smiled again. The boy returned to smile and kind. Yeah, good luck with the violin. He gazed at her so gently. He spoke so kindly. Everything about her made her sad to say goodbye, as she knew the passage of time would likely rob her of her fleeting dreams. Time's a bitch. She wanted to stay like this. However, she knew that she would be unable to force her smile much longer if she stayed with the boy. And she refuses to cry right now. There would be plenty time for tears in the coming month.
じゃあね。とりあえずフェリーでどこかの空港まで行くらしいから。気が向いたら港まで見送りに来てよ。
Well, we'll be taking the ferry to some airport, so if you want to see me off, come to the docks. Yeah, I'll be there. The evening sky dyed the boy's cheeks a shade of orange. The girl forced her stiffened lips into one last false smile and waved goodbye. She took 1, 2 steps. She wanted to turn around and hug him. She broke into a run as she began to imagine the feeling of her first love's chest. Tears fogged her vision, and then wind carried away her weeping. She looked up to the sky, and it seemed to change from its winter hue to the lively colors of spring. Haru wished from the bottom of her heart. She wished that someday, somewhere, their promise would be fulfilled. She wished for a reunion between two innocent angels, without any heed at all to fathers or sins. Without any heed at all to fathers or sins. She wished for a glimpse of gentle spring in her life of winter. And now she's almost dead. She died by the hands of the one she loved the most, and for some reason the one she loves most is a psychotic, split personality guy. Well, he basically is a psychopath with a split personality. Yusami was muttering something. Tears rolled from her eyes. It was almost like she was trying to tickle my conscience. Yusami. A tinge of headache came on. The strength in my grip weakens ever so slightly. The softness in me I thought I killed reared its head. A father is a father, and a daughter is a daughter. What sin has Yusami Haru committed? Shut up! Yusami! But she didn't stop calling for Kyosuke. No matter how much you cry or wail, Kyosuke isn't coming! I froze my heart. That's right, I'm Maou. A man who sought salvation in revenge and threw away everything else in its name. I'm different from that good-for-nothing Asai Kyosuke. I begin to wring her neck again. This time I kill her. I moan and sway as I crush this life in my hands. Die, Yusami! I hear the sound of footsteps fighting through darkness. I hear rough breath betraying a powerful desperation. He's close by. It seems he's come for me. I see. I thought I was being followed. It was him? That unfilial betrayer. The adopted son of Asai Gonzo? I called him at midnight in order to bait Gonzo. He must have lost it. I was supposed to have been dead after all. I meant to kill the traitor. When I found out he was acting as a web for Asai's front business, I went mad with rage. Damn weakling getting too big for his boots. Nevertheless, the footsteps I hear hold no hesitation. A far cry indeed from the delusional boy I called earlier tonight. He'd gone so far off the deep end that he believed himself to be Maou. Wait, are you fucking kidding me? You are not trying to pull this bullshit that in the end he doesn't have a split personality, but is in fact two different people. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Because then the line, back, then the other line, back when he was at home and almost faded into consciousness, but realized that he opened the door before he fell unconscious. That line would have break this if they bring this bullshit right now. So that's how it is. I put my life on the line while he sat around fostering his love. Let her go! He shouted at me. Don't lay a finger on Yusami! The tone of his voice seemed determined to protect this girl. You do know who you're speaking to, don't you? Yeah? Who does he think he is interfering with my plans? That damn Kyosuke. Opposing me. Samejima Kyohei. Sure! The brother where nothing was found. The brother is the degenerate idiot who is Maou in the end. What? You are not serious with me. I knew there was something strange with the brother. Haven't found no trace of him. But what reason has the brother to take revenge on Yusami? And who is the real Maou now? Does Kyosuke have a split personality and thinks he's Maou? Or are there two Maous all together? I mean, this Maou here was in his apartment before. Where was the real Kyosuke in the meantime? Will this be revealed, or will they just throw this in there and just be done with it? I am very curious now. Not even his brother has a reason to kill her, for the sole reason that it doesn't work like that. You can't kill the child of a bad person just because that person did you unjust. Especially when that person is already dead. You don't gain nothing from it. That's not revenge, and your father wouldn't have wanted it. Oh, how delusional can you actually get? This is making me legitimately upset. I remember. The words I said that day so long ago stayed with me, though I had long forgotten why. The waves peacefully swayed as we stood on the docks. The girl was just about to board her ship. I asked the girl a question. Hey, what's your name?
勇者は勇者よ。
I told you, I'm Hero. Tell me.
じゃあ、私が本当の勇者になったら教えてあげる。
Fine, if I become a real hero, I'll tell you. Aw, you are not a real hero yet?
うん。
Not yet. She must have thought herself immature for not having the courage, to be honest. All right, I got it then. I flashed a toothy grin. So you're going to be a hero, huh?
うん。
Then I, Azai Kyosuke, will. I'll become your comrade and protect you, hero!
京介
Chapter 5, G-senjou no Maou, the devil on G-string. Kyohai Nisan! No! Maou! I take a step forward. Let Yusami go, your evil deeds end here! Maou looks up at me firmly. His eyes bear powerful hatred.
これまでだと
They end here, you say? I've already contacted the Sonoyama group. You've nowhere to run!
なかなか手際がいいな養父を殺されて家でメソメソ泣いているかと思っていたぞ
You are rather efficient. I thought you'd be in your apartment right about now, crying over your poor foster father. I'm not the boy I used to be. Well, can you please just jump on him now? I mean, he's still strangling her. Shouldn't you kick him off and then make your heroic speech?
兄として弟の成長を嬉しく思うぜ
After seeing me, Yusami slowly closed her eyes. As your big brother, I'm happy to see you grow. I'm happy to see you too, Nissan. I thought you'd been blown to bits.
当時のロンドン死刑の評判を聞いたことがあるか事故現場にパスポートを残しておけばあっさりと死んだことにしてくれたね
Haven't you heard the horror stories about London's police force at the time? I merely left my passport at the scene, and before you know it, they gave me a toe tag without a toe. Why would you fake your own death?
私はお前と違ってやることがあるのだな死んだことにした方が日本警察の目もごまかしやすいし何より
Unlike you, I have things to do. It's easier to evade the police when people think you are dead. But more importantly, you wanted to frame me by doing everything under the Azai name. Is that it?
正確には浅井と名乗っていたのかなまあそれでもゴンゾーを含め大勢の人間がお前を魔王だと勘違いしてくれた
To be precise, I called myself Azai. Nevertheless, even Gonzo mistook you to be Maou. You must have had it easy thanks to that. Everyone seemed to suspect me after you blew up Gonzo's car.
なに車に爆弾など北アイルランドではよくある話だ
Oh, please. Something as trivial as a car bombing Happens all the time in Northern Ireland. Did you join up with the terrorists?
似たようなものかな。
Something like that. I suppose that's why you were able to use such dangerous equipment as rifles and military bombs. It still makes no sense to me, by the way, how he can suddenly is not the person we thought him to be. It still makes no sense, and he looks entirely different, as him. Even though the portrait we saw of Maou before looks more like him than like him. That is pretty cheap for me, to be honest. Because unless they explain it thoroughly, if they don't explain it thoroughly and just roll with it, I call bullshit on all of that.
あんなもの、中東では10歳の子供でも使える。
In the Middle East, even 10-year-old children are proficient with simple weaponry like that. A long time has passed since my brother Kyohei disappeared. He's always been cold despite the flaming passion within him.
京介、お前はなぜ私に力を貸さない？
Why not join me, Kyosuke? Are you dumb? You are about to kill the one person he loves, you know? Wait, who was it then in the apartment? Was it Kyosuke or was it her brother? I mean, did Kyosuke had the crying erect penis back then, or was it the brother? Who was it back at the apartment?
よく聞け。父はたったの4人。それも死んで当然の人間を殺して死刑になったのだぞ。この国では何の罪もない幼児を惨殺しておいて極刑に至らない人間もいるそうじゃないか。
Wait, but still, who are those 4 people? I can only recall one person he killed, and that was the father of Haru. Who are the other 3 people? I have the feeling they never mentioned who the other 3 people are he supposedly killed. Now look here. Father killed 4 measly people. 4 people who deserved their death, yet was sentenced to death. This nation allows even the murderers of innocent infants to evade capital punishment. How is that fair? Ugh. Is your aim to free Dad?
いかにこの10年そのために準備を重ねてきたのだ。
Indeed, that goal alone has driven me through 10 years of preparation. Preparation? Righteous indignation crawled up my back. You're saying kidnapping Tsubaki's brother, killing Gonzo, and making Tokita your puppet was preparation? But Mao's smile was unfazed.
浅井権蔵は死んで当然ではないか。母が心を壊したのは誰のせいだ。
Adai Gonzo deserved to die. Mother's trauma was his doing. That's true. I can't deny it.
椿はいい坊やだった。汚れを知らぬ娘は簡単に悪に染まる。もう少し時間があれば、時田と同じように仲間に加えてやったものを。
Tsubaki was a good child. Girls like her that are oblivious to the evil in this world are easily soiled with it. If I had a bit more time, I'd have liked to make Tokita one of us too. What do you mean, one of us? You are an asshole. What did you intend to do with these children you gathered up?
それを今話すのが面白くないな。
Telling that now would spoil the fun. He's arrogant to the bitter end. The genius brother I once knew has apparently nurtured his talent only for evil.
京介、今からでも遅くはない。私に従い、一緒に父さんを救おうじゃないか。
It's not too late, Kyosuke. Join me and we can save our father together. Not a chance in hell! I shout my rejection to myself as much as him. And if you care to know why, I stare at Yusami, the young hero. She saved me when I was all alone. Even if it was only for a moment, she let me taste spring. It's because you toyed with my woman now, Maou. Wait, what? It's because you toyed with my woman, Maou. He tore apart her friendship with Tsubaki and Tokita, all in the name of his little game. And now he's trying to take her very life. I'll say it once more. Take your hands off of Yusami. What did she ever do to you? And that's the right question here.
失望したぞ、京介。
I'm disappointed in you, Kyosuke. Yeah, you look nothing like the pictures we got to see in between when you were supposedly Maou. Maou slowly stood up.
お前は父の面会に足を運んだのか？
Have you been to visit father? He's got me where it hurts.
父の無念はなぜ分かってやらない？
Why can't you understand father's humiliation?
過去の闇を捨て、都合よく生きようなどとおこがましいにも程がある。
How impertinent must the boy be to discard the darkness of his past for a life of convenience? His mockery was interrupted by countless footsteps resounding from the darkness behind me. Several thick Yakuza accents bellowed, "Son, Kyosuke-san," and the like.
京介、この場は引いてやる。
I'll retreat for now, Kyosuke. Maou smiled in condescension and let go of Yusami. He must have concluded that taking Yusami hostage would have no effect on the Sonoyama group, whose single goal was to avenge their boss.
だが、次に会う時は死を覚悟しておけ。
But next time we meet, prepare to die. Did he say it to Kyosuke or to Yusami? A frightening resentment was in his eyes. How does he even get away? Isn't he surrounded?
家族と人間のクズはいくらでも両立する。敵の娘に惚れた男なら、もはや弟でも何でもない。
Being family doesn't preclude one from being human vermin. A boy who fell for the enemy's daughter is no longer a brother of mine. Remember this. Maou ran into the darkness. I couldn't run after him. He might have laid traps around, but more importantly, I couldn't just leave Yusami there unconscious. One of the other big questions is, why do the Yakuza respond to Kyosuke still? Did Gonzo in the end knew that it wasn't Azai Kyosuke that is Maou and told them to... I don't even know anymore. Everything that made sense before starts to make no sense anymore. Why haven't they killed Kyosuke yet? Why is he free on foot? Why could he call them? Why does he has any control on them right now? Will this be explained? I don't know, I will see, but this is something that currently grinds me hard. Well, she doesn't seem unconscious. Even this darkness couldn't hide the fact that her face had lost all color. Hey, Yusami! I lift Yusami's upper body a bit and lightly slap her cheeks. You are right. I was just in the nick of time. You came.
やっぱり京介君は
You really are. Her head dropped. Seems she lost consciousness again.
私の勇者
My hero. Her innocent face bore a similarity to the girl I met so long ago. I gently hold her hand. Of all her cold body, there alone felt as warm as the spring sun. Wait, why was he so mean to her then, if he realizes all this now? Chapter 5! After that ordeal, I carried Yusami on my back, left the underground channel, and took her back to my place. Cue the JoJo ending music right here, because I'm ending the episode here. Hope you enjoyed it so far, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Stay tuned.